there's different mentalities amongst people, and one being societal thinking and joining, where people have jobs and they buy things, and they're a part of the structure, a part of the system. There's also maybe another mentality where simplicity is a key to harmonious living. And for these people who have that behavior, most often they don't have a whole shit whack of money to put down for a piece of land, which is outrageously priced these days, to support themselves, to sustain, to have a garden, to grow their food, to build their own house, and to invite people, like-minded people, to just live off the land, simple, harmonious living. So, if some way, somehow in the future, the government could institute that, and just say, okay, then you would have people off the streets, off the benches, off the booze, off the drugs, because they have a purpose. They can go to a commune, if you want to call it that, or a community, right? Community is probably
Did you see my mommy go anywhere?
If there's a place in Salt Springs, where someone can go build their own house, like a cob house or something, and add to the work in the garden, grow their vegetables, right? You'd just be supportive. And even if it wasn't entirely a part of the surrounding community of Salt Spring or wherever it is, just that mentality alone, I think, would sprout forth, cosmically, a sense of peaceful harmony in simplicity. It doesn't have to be fancy and frills and taxes and shit all the time.
It's not too much to ask for too. This is the big thing, is that what we're what we're sitting here and screaming about is something pretty essential. I mean, all we want is a frickin' place to sleep.
The right to sleep.
I love to joke around. You cannot sleep, you cannot eat, you can't shit in Canada if you don't pay money. And that's pretty well what I'm screaming about. I totally agree with what he said, because I wouldn't be anywhere except living on the street if there wasn't a camp like this. Or either that, or I'd be crawling into the forest and hiding it, right? So.
I think, though, it's important, like in response to what you said, to acknowledge that the government we can't trust them, we can't rely we can't trust them, but we can't rely on them to give us the land. Like, this is a people helping piece of kind of grassroots movement, and that's where it's going to come from. It's going to be about 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or however many people waking up and saying, okay, yeah, we have some land, we can give it. The government's not going to fund it.
Right. Yeah. They do need people off the streets, though. Like, poverty is an issue with the government, and that might be a solution. It could start with one, and it might grow.
Just a couple of days ago, somebody, I think in the camp here, somebody told me that there are 800 to 1,000 millionaires multi-millionaires on this island, small island, and that's 1 in 10 people or something like that. So my way of thinking is, these people, they come to Salt Spring, they have some idea of coolness, that they are somewhat cool or something. A lot of people do here. So a cool thing to do is, if you're very, very rich, is to be a little bit merciful and allow people a little place on the beach. And I think that's why this place hasn't been torn down yet.
Oh yeah, it's got the blessing.
It's because, people here see that, I'm filthy rich. God, I'm disgustingly rich, and these people have nothing.